welcome to Chat Shit Get Well, episode 7. Today I'm here with Lydia. What's your second name now?
Shaman.
Oh, Shaman, okay. We're going to talk about Lydia's product called the Femi Wand. What is the Femi Wand?
So it's a wand.
We're looking at it, by the way. We're not looking at
it's. I call it the magic wand.
the magic wand. Yeah, I'd call it that as well.
What it does, I'll grab it because
Grab it. Because we're looking at it and they can't see what it looks like. Can anyone guess where it goes?
No. So when I have to have a Durex over it, which looks even more
provocative.
Now, the reason why you've got to have a Durex over is because it holds the ultrasound gel over this bit just to hold it tight.
Okay.
So the ultrasound doesn't move. Because what it does is the ultrasound shoots through this little bit here.
Uh-huh.
And the Durex just holds on the gel, basically.
Okay.
So what it does, it's inserted.
Yep.
The whole lot doesn't go in, so a lot of women freak out when they see it and think, oh my God. But it doesn't. So it'll probably go up to about here on average.
Where's inside?
The vagina.
Okay.
And what it does, it just ticks around. This bit just ticks around and shoots the ultrasound all the way round inside.
Okay. So that top part circles round, is it? Right,
yeah.
okay. Is that with the Durex on top? So it's inserted with the condom on the top. Okay, that's fine, yeah.
Yeah. And it just ticks around inside, shooting out the ultrasound. So it's the ultrasound that does the work. Okay. So it doesn't hurt. It's quite small and thin.
So do you put like a lubrication on the outside as well?
No, just literally on that black strip.
Oh, okay.
Just there.
Yeah.
No, you don't need lubrication unless I'm treating someone that's older. Yeah. So they might be in their 60s, late 60s, and they're just a bit drier.
Yeah. So you need to have a bit of
they're coming to me, because they want to help with the dryness.
Ah, okay. So what does this help with that then?
Yeah.
Does it? Oh, okay.
It does 4 main things, the Femi Wand. So majority of my clients, I'd say probably 80%, come to me because they've had natural childbirths. Kids might be, I don't know, ranging from 2 years old to 16 years old, whatever. And they want to tighten up the muscle.
Yeah.
Okay. Ultrasound is the only thing that can do that. So a lot of women know about Kegel exercises, which can only do so much.
Yep.
Not many women done their pelvic floor during pregnancy. And once your muscle is loose, that's it, it's loose. You can't then suddenly just tighten it up unless it's surgery. So what this will do, once it's inserted, the ultrasound will help to tighten within time that muscle.
Okay.
So that's going to help with leakage. So if you cough, you sneeze, you're at the gym, you're doing your star jumps and you leak, it's going to help with that. So it's going to stop that. It also helps with, as I say, dryness. So the older we get, going through menopause, we become drier.
Okay.
So what it does, it helps to stimulate the cells inside to produce more moisture naturally.
Wow.
Okay. What it will also do is a lot of people feel like they constantly need to wee.
Yeah.
And they have to find a toilet and they have to go now. So it will help you could control that, and it will also help with the feeling of not needing to do a wee as much.
Oh, that's so good.
The other benefit is, which is amazing, it helps increase the nerve endings. It exposes them more.
Okay.
So the sensation during intercourse, you can feel it more.
Oh, wow.
Which is also a benefit from the man.
Yeah.
Because he'll have a benefit as well, because it's tighter.
So it's a good present for the wife as well then, really. It's
yes.
not just...
A lot of men come, when I'm working from clinics and I'm not doing home visits, they come and they pay.
Happy birthday. Have a Femi Wand.
I had one gentleman once, they were in their sort of late 60s. She just wanted her sex life back.
Yeah,
fair enough. Dry,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Must be painful and uncomfortable. Yeah,
really painful. So I'm going to put this down. Yeah, I feel like I'm just holding
like a laser thing.
And he came to the desk, paid for it. She needed 3 treatments in a year. So it's not necessarily one-off and that's it, it's all done. Depends on the severity of the problem.
3 treatments in a year is not a lot though, is it really? It's not a lot of treatments.
No, it's not, because you need to leave it 3 months before you can repeat to allow the inside to heal and repair. And he came to the desk, paid with his card and said, thank you.
Oh, wow.
I was like, that's okay, that's fine. And he said, you have changed and improved our sex life.
Oh,
and we were like having, me and her wife, his wife, were having a little bit of sort of a laugh about it. But it's like, my God, it is life-changing.
Yeah.
It's a life-changing treatment.
Yeah.
And not many women know about it.
No.
Or
well,
men.
I didn't until we spoke about it. I mean, for me, I think I was more interested in it for because I have that not sports wetness, what's it called? Sports-induced wetness.
Yeah,
so basically, when I started boxing, I was leaking.
Yeah, yeah.
And I hated it. So I went and saw a specialist, and she done all my internals and stuff. And she said, there's nothing wrong. Because I honestly thought there was a prolapse or something I wasn't aware of. So she done like the full internal. She said, everything's fine. She goes, you've had 2 children. There's no prolapse there at all.
Yeah.
But you're going to have sports-induced that's going to happen when you're jumping. So I don't really do any jumping for that reason.
Oh, okay. So it stopped you from doing that?
It stopped me from doing it, yeah. And when I done my boxing, when I did my 2 boxing matches, I had to wear tenor ladies.
See,
and they're just, you wear the little, I wear little shorts and stuff. And I was literally, in boxing, I'm thinking, oh my God, this tenor lady's going to slip out. Because they're massive. Do you know what I mean?
Nappies.
Yeah, they are. And they're so uncomfortable and embarrassing. But in the changing rooms, the girls were laughing at me. I said, well, I'd rather wear this than piss myself.
God,
but I didn't even know about this treatment then. And then, when I won the first boxing game, whatever it is, the fight, the pictures afterwards, I'd put my hands up like this, and there was something white in my waistband poking out.
Really?
And my tenor lady slipped up, and it must have.
Oh no!
But luckily, when I looked back at the photo, it was actually my gum shield. I put my gum shield in my waistband. But at the time, I thought, oh my God, can you imagine how embarrassing that would be to stand up like that and your tenor lady stuck to your stomach because you're moving around so much. Do you know what I mean? But I know a lot of people that do suffer with incontinence and stuff, especially after having children.
Yeah, stress incontinence is really common. So I started to, I've been doing this now for 7 years. It was something that I researched for myself first because I was heading towards, I was pre-menopause, just Googling, because I'd go to the gym, and my thing was, if I was running or I had to do star jumps, and it was like leakage. It's like, oh my God, it's actually quite embarrassing. So I done my Google like we do, and up come FemiWand, and I'd never heard about it, and I've been in the industry for a long time, and I went for the treatment myself, and I've noticed a difference after about 2 weeks.
Oh wow!
So I thought, God, this actually, I can now go to the gym and not be self-conscious, and not do what I want to do at the gym. Yeah. So then I started thinking, right, this is a treatment that I now want to offer because it is actually life-changing from so many women. There's ladies that have gone through cancer and have brought on early menopause that they're then having the problem of leakage.
I think there's a lot of women that experience early menopause now. It seems to be really, really common, premenopausal, and having all the symptoms and not actually in menopause, but they've got the symptoms. And it's more common than what people talk about for sure. And obviously it's crazy that they're not offering this in doctors and things like that.
They used to.
Oh, they used to?
They used to many, many years ago. But because of funding, the NHS, they just got rid of it. So then it went have to go privately.
Yeah.
And what's happened now is, obviously since COVID, we don't get that office environment so much anymore. So women aren't sat around an office or whatever environment, having a coffee, a laugh, and going, oh God, I just wet myself.
Yeah.
That's really common.
Yeah. We find it hilarious amongst ourselves. But
yeah. So we just think, well, that's normal
you
then.
get used to it, yeah.
That's
you get used to
because no one's really talking about it, with that environment anymore. So it's getting the word out there that there is a treatment and it can help. And as I say, some ladies have it because they're having painful intercourse.
Yeah.
And I had one lady that I treated last year, and she had been to the doctors, thought it was something sort of inside that was causing a pain, like a cyst or something. Absolutely fine. She said, this is my last hope, because it's now stopping me from wanting to have sex because it's just painful.
Yeah.
And she messaged me 2 weeks after the treatment, and she said, oh my God, I've had no pain during the intercourse.
That's so good.
She said, it's completely, she's giving me back my confidence again.
Yeah.
She was a single woman.
She's out there now.
Yeah.
She's on Tinder.
She wanted to put us, you know what I mean? Put herself out there.
Yeah.
And that helped her to give her that confidence.
Oh, that's so
to be able to do that.
Yeah, it must be nice to be able to hear that hear that back
It's
as
so
well.
reassuring.
Because
Yeah,
I think there's
love
nothing worse than selling a product you don't fully believe in.
Yeah.
And you don't know the product when your
Yeah.
product doesn't work. And I've done it in the past, especially in our industry, in the beauty industry, where we've been sold this amazing product and we're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
but never seen it work, but we wanted to believe in it. And then we're trying to like use, like for me, the bum lift machine I used to have and stuff like that.
yeah.
I mean, it was hit and miss. It really was hit and miss. And it sort of got to the point where I can't really guarantee the results. And I thought, you know what? It's just making me feel really shit trying to sell a product
and then you
that doesn't work.
Because you don't believe in it yourself.
Yeah, and you need to have that like experience like you've had to know that it works.
Yeah. There's only a few treatments that I offer, and that's my main treatment.
Yeah, you said it's your bestseller, right? Yeah.
Bestseller. And it's not a really expensive treatment. So it's not like going privately for cosmetic surgery. It's, you know, £340, and the great scheme of things, that's not a lot of money to help women.
Yeah, the results. Is that per session, £340?
Yeah.
Wow,
so sometimes it can last a couple of years, depending on how bad the problem is.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's a couple of years, maintenance.
Yeah.
You can treat someone
The thing
with
is, you've got to think about that. Is how long does that treatment actually take when you're doing the treatment?
Half an hour.
Half an hour. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to think because obviously like I said, when I went and had my private thingy, I think it was £150 for the examination itself.
Oh, was it?
The examination with the fingers.
Yeah,
That's what it was, and that was all it was.
We was talking about hands.
Like this. Now you haven't got prolapse, you can go now. Gave you some homework and went, right, you need to order these Kegel weights.
Yeah.
And they were basically balls with like weights on the bottom, and you have to, I mean, some of the exercises you have to do with them, they're humiliating. Like, and I'm walking around the house with these weights hanging out. And anyway, it's funny. It's funny, but some of them, because there was the ones with the balls, and then there's other ones where you can attach weights to the bottom. So you have like a bag with weights in.
Really?
And then you have to do these like squatting exercise. I mean, it's just.
Oh no!
It's not, and that's a lot of homework. That's a hell of a lot. That's every day. I think you have to do 15 minutes a day. They said to do it in the shower in the morning, so you're more relaxed and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I started to do them, and I did notice a little bit of improvement, but it's not completely gone away. Like I say, I won't do any sort of much jumping stuff now, just for the fear of that happening.
So we need to do family ones.
We need to book in. And obviously, you know, not being able to wear the right gym wear, like having to wear like black gym wear and stuff like that, because you're scared that you're going to end up, you know, piddling and stuff.
Yeah.
But even, in the groups that I go to, there's a lot of women that won't do any jumping, high impact stuff. Yeah. And it's a shame because it's so good for agility and so good for the rest of your body.
Yeah.
But we're edging away from it for the fear of just, leaving a puddle on the floor.
And do you know what? I mean, you mentioned Tenor Ladies. That's a multi-billion pound business.
Oh, yeah,
right?
no, exactly. Yeah, they don't want to know about that, do they?
They don't. So, you know, you look at how much money that
incontinence is
in billions, right?
Yeah.
And women are quite easy to go to Tesco's or Boots, pop your Tenor Ladies in. How much they spend a month on Tenor Ladies?
They're not cheap.
Yeah, exactly. They're
like a £5. I think I paid like a £5 for my boxing thing.
Yeah.
And I was so embarrassed buying them as well, because I went into Asda. I mean, I'm talking about it on TV and live right now, but I went into Asda and I bought the Tenor Ladies. I go over to the self-service. I'm trying to get through before anyone notices.
Yeah.
And the freaking till alarm starts going off because I didn't weigh the right amount. So the ladies come over, someone I went to school with, I'm 37, I'm pissing myself. Can you just get the Tenor Ladies?
It's from my nan. It's from my nan.
I mean, I should have said that. I was like, just give me my Tenor Lady. I just want to get out of here. But and I mean, the other, like you say about the vaginal, the dryness, that's quite interesting that something like that can make such an impact.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realise it did that as well. I thought it was just the incontinence sort of thing, which is really, really important as well. But, you know, being able to have intercourse and enjoy sex is really important in everyone's life, And
it's guaranteed. Women that have a natural birth, you've got to imagine the trauma that goes through from giving birth. And it's causing sort of like scar tissue around your nerve endings that just builds up over time. And it's just, you won't have that feeling, you won't have that sensation inside of your nerve endings.
Yeah.
So it's exposing them again.
Okay. And so when you've done the treatment, is there any sort of soreness or anything afterwards?
No.
You can literally go and have sex the day after. That's
4 days.
4 days.
Because of risk of
Have to send him away for a week.
Yeah, do it when he's away. Just because of risk of infection, really.
Yeah.
So you have to, minimum 4 days, a week is better. Bathing, not to bath or submerge yourself into water for 48 hours.
Okay.
Just risk of infection because everything's sort of open and starting to repair again. But apart from that, women come in their lunch hour and have it done.
Yeah. That's what I mean. If it's a 30-minute treatment, you can go and have it done.
They go back to work. There's zero pain.
Yeah.
It's not one of these that the more you feel it, the better it works.
Yeah.
You should have it as a level where you can just about feel it, because what you don't want to cause more trauma. So you have to have it so you can just about feel a little bit of heat. But that's it.
Okay, so it's a heat feeling you would have.
Yeah.
Do you have any, because I know with radio frequency, you sort of almost, it's not radio frequency, is it?
No.
So it's ultrasound. 'Cause sometimes when you have those treatments, you can sort of feel like a humming, sort of buzzing feeling as well, can't you?
That doesn't hum or buzz. You're thinking of something else.
Trying to get a freebie out of it. Double whammy. No, I remember because I used to do all the, those weird machines. I'm not very scientific.
The RF,
cavitations and the RF and that. And whenever you use anything like that, you'd hear like a really weird ringing in your ears. And
it was like loud.
and you could feel like the prickles and stuff like that. So that is just, all you would feel from that would be heat, would it?
Yeah, just a little bit of heat. The first time some women have it done, they don't feel anything.
Oh, okay.
Because the nerve endings are blocked.
Because it's all dead, yeah.
Second time, if they need to have another one, it'll be after 3 months, and they'll start to feel it a bit more then.
Yeah, because things are waking up. Yeah, it's a good sign, I suppose.
Which is good. So if ladies need 3 a year, the setting on the machine is then brought down quite a bit.
Okay.
Because they can really feel the intensity of it. So we bring it down, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing because it's starting to work and repair.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously a good sign if you can feel the difference after the first treatment. Do you, what was I going to say? So this device as well, you're saying it's very good for like obviously the incontinence and stuff. Is that because it is tightening the walls?
The muscle, yeah.
Okay. So in terms of a sexual thing, is there going to be more tightness?
Yes.
Right, okay. That's perfect. It's very good.
Yeah, not a lot of women, which is a shame, don't tell their partners they're having it done.
Oh, okay.
A lot of women say, I don't want him to know because I don't want him to ask the questions. And I think you should really, because he should know about it as well. Men should still know about it. And then they'll have their sex for the first time, and then he'll be like, oh, that feels tighter, right? So, and then they sort of say, I've had a tightening treatment, But yeah, both sides of the male and the female will have a benefit because it's tighter.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
And you can use your muscles more, so you can hold.
You can hold things.
You can hold things.
Do the housework.
Yeah.
Pick things up.
Your Kegels.
Yeah. So do you recommend it for any particular like age group? Is there a specific range that it's better works better with, or?
I would say if anyone, no matter what age, is starting to feel that they're coughing and they're sneezing and they're having a little bit of leakage, to get it done then, because it will get worse.
Yeah.
Then what can happen is if you leave it too long, you're then heading into a prolapse. So you can still treat with a prolapse womb, stage 1, 2 and 3. But when it hits stage 4, that's surgery.
Right, yeah. So that surgery is quite intrusive. That's where they put like the mesh, isn't it? And they pull everything back up. So I know a few women that have had that.
Yeah.
And it is, because obviously when I thought I had a prolapse, which was crazy now I think about it, I was looking all into these things, right, I'm going to go private, I'm going to get this done, I'm going to get that done.
That's invasive.
And
really
apparently
invasive.
it has a lot of really bad side effects. It can cause early menopause, right, as well, I think, when you mess around with the womb and that.
Yeah,
So,
it does.
Yeah, you don't want to let it get to that stage. Obviously, if there's anything you can do at that first sign when things start to go downhill, then just get it done. And what about people that do have, not necessarily through age, like just people that do have incontinence issues from an early age? That helps with that as well.
Absolutely. And it's catching it before it gets worse.
Yeah.
And the thing what we do, human beings, human behaviour, what we do, because we can't see it, we ignore it.
Mind,
it's like, anything, with our mind, just depression, we can't see it. we'll just ignore it for a little while, and it gets worse and worse and worse. We can't just put a Band-Aid over it, you know? It's like if we have a broken arm, we go to the doctors and we get it sorted. Anything with something that's not visual, we tend to ignore it, and then it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
A lot of women have become to the point where they are so depressed because they've just left it.
And they think there's no, you think there's no help, because if you do go to the doctors and they'll say, oh, you've got a stage 2 or whatever, then they'll just say to you, right, you need to do your exercises, and there's no immediate like, oh, I feel better. It's a lot of work that you've got to put in there. And if you're not doing, you know, the other thing as well is there's no postnatal, it's postnatal the right word, but when you give birth to a child, there literally is no advice about
they don't tell you about it when you get pregnant.
No,
you're going to have a
they don't
loose
tell you
vagina.
about it when you got pregnant. They don't say to you afterwards, by the way, I think they may have said to me, remember to do your pelvic floor. It says, okay, great, what are they?
And you don't.
What are we doing?
Really
are there classes anywhere that are offering this treatment? Like, is there gyms that are offering specific classes for pelvic floors and abdominal walls to return back to the way they were, so that we don't have, you know, these issues aren't as severe as they are? But a lot of people and that's why I do this podcast really, is because being able to talk about alternatives to what the NHS are offering. Because like the funding is just, you know, so poor at the moment that we need to start looking at elsewhere to treat ourselves.
And the waiting lists are absolutely horrendous. They
are. I think they won't. I don't think they operate on prolapse unless it's literally visible.
You're like hanging out.
Yeah.
Stage 4. So that's why I'm so passionate about this treatment, because as I say, it's life changing and it's not spoken about as much. It is not talked about as much.
Yeah. I think we've all just accepted it. I think that women have just accepted that once you've had a kid, you piss yourself when you laugh and you piss yourself when you cough. Like my mum's been doing it. I don't remember my mum not doing it.
I know.
You know, she'd cough, she'd run to the toilet.
And that's like, oh, I've sweat myself.
Yeah, and we've just always thought that that's a normal part of our lives, and it's good to be able to see that there's actually an alternative now, and that you can do something for yourself.
And women Google and Google and Google, when men do as well, but to try and find, and then up comes tender ladies, or up comes your exercises, and it's like, actually we can stop that by a simple non-invasive treatment. It doesn't hurt. There's no risks. Ultrasound, obviously they used to use it in hospitals, but they still do ultrasound. It was first brought out for prostate cancer about 20 years ago. And what they discovered was that it shrunk the prostate cancer cells. Oh, wow. So it stopped them from going then to chemotherapy and radiotherapy. And they learned that if they can shrink something, they can do that on a muscle inside the vagina.
Yeah, makes sense.
So it's scientifically proven to work, and that's what I love about it, because it works.
Yeah, the proof's in the pudding, isn't it?
Definitely.
I mean, if you're getting all this amazing feedback and stuff, it's making me need a wee though. I'm not going to lie. Let's talk about it. So where are you? So you're mobile, aren't you? You're all over the UK, is that right?
Yes.
Ish, UK-ish.
Yeah.
And how many of you are doing it? I don't think it's not a massively wide product, is it?
No. That's why I travel so much, because I can reach so many clients.
Yeah.
I have someone that will ring up, so that lives in Hitchin. There's no one around the area that does it. So either they'll come to me, Milton Keynes, or I'll do a home visit. A lot of women do prefer a home visit because they're more relaxed. A lot more relaxed, rather than going into that clinic environment where it's like...
Yeah. And you never know what you're going to walk into. If you're from a different town, you're going to another clinic, you don't know. It's always like... Yeah, I suppose... I mean, really, is it as invasive as a smear? No.
Nowhere near, no.
I mean, it's literally just going to be a nice in and then it's out after 30 minutes.
Literally.
In and out. So what do you do? You just sit there and talk to them and...
So they're on the couch, so they need to lie flat. I'm stood by the side of them, so it's not like a smear where you're...
Yeah.
You've
legs
got
akimbo and all that.
Your legs are in stirrups and you've got your doctor... prodding around and stuff. So I'm just by the side of them. Everyone's covered up, so it's not as if you're there exposed.
Yeah.
And it's just, I'm holding it, looking at the intensity on the machine, and it's just ticking around just really slowly, talking them through with it all the time as we're going. And within half an hour, everyone says, well, that's better than what I thought it would be. So it's, a lot of women set themselves up that it's going to hurt or it's going to be intrusive, or it's not. It's really not. It's really not. It's nothing like a smear.
It doesn't look that scary. I mean, I keep looking at it. It doesn't look that scary. It looks quite cute. It looks like a little minion, to be fair, like a little skinny minion.
My little mate.
Like a little tiny robot.
I'm a little fairy with a little wand that I go around.
Do you wear fairy wings when you go?
Oh, do you know what? I thought about this the other day. I was thinking if I could just dress up as Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
I go into
different
characters. And just do my magic within half an hour.
How long have you been doing this for then?
About 7 years now.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Wow, time flies.
I know. Yeah, about 7 years. I think 6 years, the Femi one, 6 years.
Oh, wow. So you were doing that through COVID as well then, right? Well, obviously not working in COVID, but before.
Yeah. So I've treated hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of vaginas.
Have you?
Hundreds.
I've seen quite a few vaginas actually in my time because I've done intimate waxing for a hell of a long time.
Oh God,
and I feel like there's one thing that everyone needs to know. We don't care what your vagina looks like.
No, I know. I know.
We don't care.
I know. A woman said to me the other
judge.
day, she's like, do you like look at something? Oh God,
I get asked that question all the time. Do you ever look?
No,
do you ever see like really weird vaginas? No, they're all very different. Like they're different in their own ways, but they're all the same. Do you know what I mean? And you don't look at it to judge. You're just looking to see where you need to work.
You're just doing your job, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like where the hair needs to be removed. For me, that's my point. You need to know where to put the wand. That's it. We're not taking notes. We're not taking pictures.
No, just doing our job.
Exactly.
Kind of thing,
there's no judgment at all.
No, absolutely not. No. So when I do my treatment, and a lot of women are nervous when I first see them, and as soon as we started to have a little bit of a chat, it's like, look,
it just flies by, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm not one of these that's, I don't make people feel uncomfortable.
No,
I'm
you
quite
are
down
very
to
easy
earth.
to talk to and get along with and stuff. You're very down to earth, which is that
helps.
Always,
And
it also helps, especially when you're in sort of treatments that are a little bit more not uncomfortable, but do you know what I mean? You're a bit more shy.
Yeah, more invasive and
Yeah, because there's nothing worse than sitting there for half an hour with not being able to talk.
Oh God, I know, I'm just feeling dead awkward. There's nothing worse, is there? Whether you're getting your eyebrows done or your vagina tightens, right? You don't want to feel like you can't talk to the person that's treating you.
100%.
And you're like a conveyor belt. Next.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the worst thing. So you're do you do like salon days and stuff? Is that something you're gonna look to?
I don't have set days. I literally work around my clients.
Yeah. And you do this full time?
Yeah. I tend not to do weekends. If someone's local, if someone's in Milton Keynes and that's all they can do, then I'll go to their home to do it. But I tend to be Monday to Friday.
Yeah. It works well, doesn't it? That's what I like to work. And to be fair, most of us mums, our work day is sort of 9 till 3 or when the kids are at school. So it works quite well to work in that industry.
And that's a good time for them to have it, because when I do home visits, they don't want their kids coming in.
Yeah.
Mum, what are you doing?
Yeah. What's that woman doing? Don't tell Dad.
The mum's lying there with a towel over her like, nothing. Get your iPad.
Get back on your iPad to ask me questions.
Yeah, it is. It so is. So I am really flexible with my days and my hours.
Yeah,
so just work around the client. Sometimes I'll have to do an evening, but that's fine.
So how do they book? Do they go onto the Femi Wand web? How does that work?
I've got my own website.
Okay.
Which is Body Sculpt UK. They can go through that. You'll find it on Google as well. I'm on Facebook as well.
We'll put the link to your website underneath the podcast anyway. So if people want to book, then they can just click on there, and then obviously they want to chat to Lydia, then we'll tag the socials as well.
I get some messages as well just to ask a few questions.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely fine. I'll get women that just ring me up, just want a little bit more info on it. And that's fine. Give them a call. They don't have to book. There's no pressure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. If anyone's got any questions, just.
So do you offer other treatments on Body Sculpt? Is this the...
I do the fat dissolving injections. I do the same machine, which is an ultrasound, but on the face. So that's helping with the muscle, so tightening, lifting.
Yeah.
And then the fat freezing as well. So I still do that. I've been doing that for a long time.
Done a long time
on your
ago,
tummy when you have blonde hair.
Yeah. That was 10 years ago.
God, that was
Well, if you're saying you've been doing this for 7 years, that must have been 7 or 8 years ago that we worked together.
You were one of my first guinea pigs, weren't you?
and I was terrified, but it was so good. It was a really good treatment.
I remember you. You looked so different then.
I must have just had my son. I think my son was only about 1 year old and I had that little...
Yeah, he was tiny.
That little bit of pouch of fat there that I couldn't get rid of with training. And I remember it did help a lot because it's really... I think with the fat freezing as well, it's really good for like stubborn
It is,
fat.
yeah. It's not a weight loss age.
It's not a weight loss age. And I think a lot of people go into these treatments thinking, right, I'll go there and I'll have, 5 stone removed with the... It's not going to happen.
No.
It's really good for like those... And the same with like the bum lift machine and stuff. It had its benefits. But it wasn't going to make someone that has no bum have a J-Lo bum.
No.
You know what I mean? And that's the mark that was sold into that. That's what it's going to do.
I know, yeah. It was,
But yeah, it was really good for like cellulite. It was good for stretch marks. It was good for tightening the skin.
Yeah.
There were certain benefits to it. But overall, selling it as a the old big bum BBL or something, we were selling it at that point.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. But it's like I say, it still had its good points, and it was really bad on my wrist. Jesus, that machine.
You have to really work it.
I've got carpal tunnel now anyway from doing nails and all that sort of stuff. So I was like, I need to get away.
Yeah.
So I've used my best muscle, which is my voice now, just to get a job, chatting shit. I can do that all day long.
Having a good natter, eh?
Yeah.
Yes, and it's also setting the client's expectations, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, and realistic, yeah.
Fat freezing, if you're overweight, you need to educate yourself first on food.
Yes.
Everyone knows what they should eat and what they shouldn't eat, right? So you can't it's not that easy.
Yeah.
If it was that easy, everyone would be walking around a size 10.
Oh yeah, everyone would look the same, wouldn't they?
And it's not. There's no magic pill.
No.
It's hard work, it's training, and it's eating well.
Yeah.
Treatments like fat freezing and the fat dissolving injections, they're for just stubborn areas of
the fat dissolve's really good for like the double chin and stuff like that,
amazing.
isn't it? That's why I've seen a lot of people have found their jawlines have come back from using that there.
So you do all on the jawline, just brings that up, just gets rid of that pouch. When I'm driving, I'm thinking, oh God, I need that done again because I'm pinching it.
I hate drive. When I look at myself in that mirror when you're driving, I think, is that what everyone else sees? Because I don't want to see that. All the eyebrow hair, you can see all your moustache hair when the sun comes through, and you literally look Chewbacca. Like, is my face actually that hairy?
It's the lighting though, isn't it? It's the lighting.
I don't want to see that, so I just close my eyes when I'm driving like that. If I get to where I've got to get to.
There's Terry.
I don't want to see my facial hair. What's wrong?
We do though. I'm on the phone to clients and I'm talking to them about, say, like their arms, and I'm pinching my arm thinking, as I'm talking on the phone, and they're probably doing the same on the other end of the phone thinking, it's that bit there. And I'm...
Yeah, because that's good for the fat freezing, is it? Or the dissolve?
The injections probably, because it's a smaller area, but amazing. The fat
I'm so on exercise and nutrition can transform your body, your mindset, everything. But there are procedures out there that can give you that little bit of icing on the cake. Do you know what I mean? They're going to polish off the results.
Yeah.
But there's nothing really out there that's going to change your lifestyle. Well, there isn't anything that's going to change your lifestyle. It's down to you to change that.
Exactly.
And we can do, we can do the Kegels, we can do the pelvic floors, we can do the training, abdominal training, we can do all of that fitness side. But if those muscles are not activating, and like you say, there's cells, there's damage there, then this treatment will give you that finished desired effect, which is what everyone wants, really.
Yeah,
but they just need to know it's available.
Yeah, I've treated a lot of PTs with the fat cell injections because it's like a little tiny bit on the side.
Yeah, the little love handles and stuff like that you can't get rid of, the back fat.
Yeah, just around the bra strap area.
Yeah.
They know what they should eat. They're doing their training.
Yeah.
They're educated. So it's not like someone's coming in overweight where you think you need to educate first and then have it done.
Yeah, definitely, and make some changes in your life. It's not an overnight resolution sort of thing.
No, and it doesn't work. So then they'll go and eat pizza.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So they're not...
It's like some of my clients.
Yeah.
I've not lost any weight this week. I was like, you're on my Facebook. I saw you were out last night eating and drinking.
Taking a picture of McDonald's.
I know, come on.
It's like, no, I've been really good.
I think it's your diet plan and your training plan's not working. No, it's not. Come on, I know full well what you're doing.
We blame everything else.
Yeah,
everyone
you've got to take accountability. If you want to make real changes in your life, you need to look at yourself first before you start looking
It's only yourself that can do it, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so, obviously, you're looking after yourself mentally, physically, stuff like that. It's down to yourself, really. And but there are treatments out there that are available to just make you feel that a little bit better. Like, I'm completely with aesthetics. I'm completely with alternative treatments. where, you know, I mean, we're really into my wellness and my mindset and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean that you can't look good. It doesn't matter. It means that you can't feel good. And I think people try to separate wellness from being, you know, not washing, you know, being like a hippie or stuff like that. But really, wellness is feeling good about yourself.
Feeling good.
And if you want to go and have a bit of Botox, or you want to go and have a bit of weight loss, you know, fat injections to top you off, then you should be able to do so and feel good. But yes, I'm going to put the link for Lydia's stuff in the podcast below on the YouTube and on Instagram and stuff like that. So if you guys want to book in, then you can reach out and get some advice. If you want to have a chat with her, then she's happy to have a chat with you.
Thank you.
And also, if you want to have any questions, then you can just comment below the podcast and we can answer those at a later date. But thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
It's been fun. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Tara. Thank you.
Oh, man, I need to pee.
Go on then, go for a wee-wee.